Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon. My name is Fred Coe, and thank you so much for joining our webinar today. I'm going to start sharing my screen. So we have 30 minutes for today. I do appreciate it. We're going to talk a little bit more about fiber plants and how can you probably document and manage your outgrown fiber infrastructure. So before we get started, there is a Q&A button as well as a chat button in the Zoom webinar. So feel free to ask any questions throughout. At the end of the webinar, I will answer any of your questions you may have. So my name is Fred Coe. I'm the Director of Sales for Graphical Networks. So I'm one of the founders that started Graphical Networks back in 2007. We released our first software, let's say like April 2009, I believe. We have more than 400 organizations using netTerrain today. A lot of our customers are documenting outside plants, and that's what this webinar topic will be focusing on. We do have other products within netTerrain. It can be a little confusing at times. We have netTerrain Logical, which documents your network topology maps using S&P network discovery. You can also use to manage your cloud infrastructure. We also have netTerrain DCIM, which helps manage the capacity of your data centers. And then lastly is outside plants. So that's what today's webinar is going to be focused on. So I'm going to give you a very quick overview of netTerrain and how you can use it to replace your outgrown spreadsheets and Google Earth diagrams. I'll quickly go over an overview and demo of our software. There are a couple of poll questions. And again, as I mentioned before, we'll go through Q&A type sessions as well. So many companies and people I talk to that inquire about netTerrain outside plant and how we can help them manage their fiber infrastructure. A lot of them have really detailed spreadsheets about their infrastructure, hundreds, thousands of records detailing each fiber strands, each fiber to what conduit. But it's very hard to see it visually instead of using spreadsheet Google Earth diagrams. Google Earth diagrams are really good. One of our features is our KML, KMZ import, where you can import Google Earth diagrams into netTerrain. But one thing that's limited with Google Earth is the ability to show the fiber strands and the ability to, if you click on 2 billions, what are any available paths, ability to create new circuits. So that's how netTerrain outside plant can help you. It can help you manage visually how much capacity you have left in the fiber strands, the conduits, port-to-port termination ports, the ability to create a circuit layout record on demand, which gives the ability to create bill of materials type reports that you can provide to your cable installers to install a new circuit. I'll go through all that in our demo. And sorry if I'm jumping up a lot of these PowerPoint slides, because I honestly don't like PowerPoint slides that much. So as I mentioned, netTerrain outside plants, it is an add-on module. So to start off with netTerrain, you will need netTerrain Logical plus the outside plant module to use it. So I'll show you in the demo. Some of the questions people ask is, what are the maps that netTerrain uses? So that's my question to you. What are the maps that you guys use? So out of the box, we have a built-in display using OpenStreetMaps, Google Maps, and Google Satellite are the 3 underlying GIS maps that we use. A lot of questions people ask is, can we import AutoCAD drawings? No, we cannot natively. You can convert that into a web supported image, like a SVG, PNG, and use that as a background image. Another question people ask us a lot too is my GIS department standardizes on ArcGIS diagrams. Can you import and export shapefiles? Currently, that answer is no. We are currently working on integration to ArcGIS Online. So fingers crossed, we have our one of our senior software engineers developing this new feature, and we hope to have it out by the end of the year. So, instead of telling folks to look elsewhere to import shapefiles, we will soon be able to import your ArcGIS Online and use that as the underlying GIS maps. So this kind of illustrates the fiber and the fiber strands. So you see the buffer tube colors, the fiber strand colors, the port-to-port terminations. So that's one of the details that you do get with netTerrain. The ability to create new circuits on the fly. We have a feature called Acra, which I'll show you. So you have the ability to create new circuits, the ability to create circuit layout records based on the new circuit. You can automatically create a work order task for that new circuit as well. So who uses netTerrain? Again, a lot of different organizations use netTerrain. These are some of our sample customers. So we have some very large enterprise businesses. A lot of organizations that have a big campus use netTerrain outside plant. So like universities, hospitals, cities, states, as well as larger corporations that have campus environments. They use netTerrain to document and manage their fiber infrastructure. Again, we've been doing this since 2009. So again, we have more than 400 organizations. We're based out of Maryland, Gaithersburg, Maryland. So about 15 miles north of Washington, D.C. So that's where we've been since 2007. And I'll go through, let's see, polling questions. So let me stop my share. Polling questions, all right. Stop my video. So there are 3 polling questions here. I'm going to launch the first one. So how do you currently document and map the network? Are you using spreadsheets, Visio diagrams, a combination? I'll say one thing I've noticed, especially with the aging workforce, is a lot of the people that are retiring are the ones that know everything about their network. I kind of meet at least 10, 15, or 20 organizations that specifically bought netTerrain outside plant because their network guy, say Bob, is going to retire and he's going to walk away with all his knowledge about the fiber infrastructure. So they're like, oh man, we need to find a solution to document all the fiber before they leave. All right, I'll give this 15 more seconds and I'll stop this poll and we'll go on to the second one. So it looks like, yeah, the spreadsheets and music combination, that's what we've seen the most as well. So I'll end this poll. I'll share it. And I will stop my share. I'm going to launch the next poll question. All right. So what is the biggest fiber and IT headaches? So there are 6 different answers here. So I'll give this a couple seconds and I'll end this. All right, I'll end the poll. I'll share this. So it looks like the biggest winner is not having accurate diagrams, lack information to solve issues quickly. And third will be finding available paths. And I have one last polling question, then I'll go through a demo. So I asked my marketing team specifically for this last polling question. So kind of curious what your thoughts are. Star Trek or Star Wars? I won't give away, but if you see my office, it's very Star Trek oriented, or Battlestar Galactica. All right, I'll end this poll. So it looks like clear winner is Star Wars, which is great. Has anyone been to Disney for the Star Wars attractions? It's pretty cool. All right, I'll stop my share. So I'm going to go through a demo of our software now against netTerrain, netTerrain plants. All right. Bear with me, I'm going to share my screen again. All right, so when you get started with netTerrain, it's going to be a blank diagram. Let me just go to this one right here. So it's really up to you to start documenting the diagrams. There are some ways to import information to get started. As I mentioned, we do have a KMZ, KML import. So if you want to start off importing your KMZ, KML diagrams, that's great if you have it, or if you trust it. You can also do Excel import as well. So there's two ways to help you get started to import data into netTerrain: spreadsheets, and KML, KMZ import. We also have what we call the netTerrain collector, which is this thick client right here. So if you have data, a lot of our customers have ServiceNow as the trusted source. It's a very robust connector we have for ServiceNow. We also have a Remedy connector as well. So these are all REST API connectors. If there's a specific API connector that's not on the list, just talk to your sales rep and we could probably add it in there, usually at no additional cost. But again, if you have any trusted data sources that you use in your organization that has a lot of information about your fiber equipment, again, using like a CMDB type solution, you can import that into netTerrain. So again, import using our REST API connectors, Google Earth diagrams, as well as Excel import. Let me delete this too. So this is considered what we call the type top level. So I will start with a site like here. I'll put like corporate building, corporate. Each object I put on the diagrams has data fields. You can add as much data fields as you like. Let's click on fields. And hit add new. I'll just say, I don't know, hours, something. So for any given object or link, you can add as much data to that. So we don't limit you. So here are the hours right here. If you right click on a device, you can also attach documents. So you can embed documents for any given object. And you can also assign work order task. All right. So here's where the maps are. So I'm gonna put down my address here, 814 West Diamond Avenue. You can resize this, rescale it, move it, hit OK. Again, there are different maps we use. Map source, this is OpenStreetMaps. You can use Google Maps, or you can use Google Satellite. So it's really up to you and how you want to represent your buildings and campus. But for now, I'm going to use OpenStreetMaps. So it's really drag and drop in items to start building your documentation. So it's really like, if you know Visio and like to drag and drop items from the catalog, that's more or less what netTerrain is. You remove this, size it, make this 814. You can make this bigger. Then I'm going to place another building over here. So I'm just going to show you a very high level, quick overview how you can start building your fiber documentation in netTerrain. But then I'll show you a more completed project. So this one's 816. Actually, 810, sorry. Inside the building, you can insert a rack, for example, if you want. Inside a rack, you can put your LIU patch panels. So I'm just going to pull a patch panel here. Let's do this Corning device. Our catalog is pretty robust. It has, I think, more than 25,000 devices in our catalog. If there's a specific device that's not in the catalog, you can just request it from us. And we should give that back to you within 24, 48 hours. We'll provide you a zip file that you can import. So let me show that to you real quick. Devices. We'll provide you a zip file. You just say import JSON file and just upload the zip file that we provide you. And off you go. So that's one thing that's unique with netTerrain. Again, we're vendor agnostic. We don't care what vendor you guys use. If there is a device that's not in catalog, just contact our customer support and we will provide one for you, a device icon. So inside this Corning device, there are cards. You need to associate some LC cards to this patch panel. I'm going to go up to this building here. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm just going to drag this device into place. And add a card. So now comes the fun part. I'm going to put a conduit in here. Here, so you got to match it. You got to tie to these 9 circles, and to put this on the streets, do what we call a bend point, where you can align these and match it to the street. And then you can do, let me just do like a 12-strand fiber. So it's the same process. Connect, connect. And you copy this, and you want to place this inside the conduit. So you can do bundle with copy links. And then you can move this fiber strand into inside the conduit. So it's, in order to do the port-to-port terminations, you click on this strand. So it's 12 dangling, means there are 12 fiber strands that are not connected. And they'll pull up your strand port terminations. So buffer2 color, strand colors. You click on this to be, you can do active, reserve, if it's bad, unknown, multi-mode, single mode. You can even put in your OTDR readings in here. You click on this gray box. So again, it's not connected. And it'll take you to the 2 patch panels that I created in those 2 separate buildings. Which is what 814 is 810. I'll put port F1. So you just create a fiber sharing connections between two buildings. And if you actually go to the actual device card, you'll see it right here. So very quick and easy, right? To get started, you drag and drop your building objects, your maps, place objects. You can do the same thing with manholes as well. So I'm go in here. Again, manholes. You'll put a manhole here, and you can also resplice too. Like, oh, I need to resplice this, so you can do that too. Hit resplice. You can hit insert a new node. I'm going to do a manhole. Forgive me, there's a lot of devices in our catalog, as I mentioned. And then I'm going to go through. Okay. Now it's going to resplice what I just did into here. All right. I'm going to go to the top level. I'm going to go to a more populated diagram. So this is going to show you the University of Maryland, College Park campus. So you're very similar to what I did, right? You have the buildings, you have the fiber conduits and pathways, you have the manholes. You can add the splice enclosures. Splice enclosures has cards, just like before, where you drag and drop items. Oops, just cards. So just like this, you add the cards in. And if you want to see a circle layout record path, click on any link, double click it, and it'll create what we call a circle layout record. I think this is a swim lane CLR. I mean, this is showing more physical map. So on port 11, there's actually 2 strands here. It's connected to card 1 inside the FOSC CommScope device, inside this manhole. It cross connects to port 21. It uses the 72 strand fiber. I'm going to click on that. I'll show you where it is. So again, so here, once you click on this fiber, it shows you that there are 4 strands assigned. There's 5.56% percentage of strands that are used. There's 2 circuits inside. So same too. All right. Showing available paths between 2 buildings. Let me zoom in here. So let me do this wind tunnel and this Brendan Earth building. And let's say, hey, I want to see if I can connect a new circuits, new cables. If there are any available existing circuits available or cables. You go under tools, circuits, you hit create new circuit. So there's actually a circuit available between these 2 buildings. It's a 3-hop connection. And great. So I'm going to create this. I'll do like an edge-to-edge test. I'll call this Fred new circuit 1. You can create a work order task after completing the circuit. And this is the path that they automatically created for you. You can click patch me up. And it's going to create a new circuit. And it's going to create a new circuit layout record, which I'll say yes. So this is going to show you more of a circuit layout, a block circuit layout record diagram. Again, this is automatically generated when you created the new circuit. So wind tunnel building, Brenner building, and there are 2 manholes in between. So let me show you how to read this CLR diagram. So in the wind tunnel building, on the first floor, in the wiring closets, it's rack A1. This is the fiber patch panel name. It uses ports B5, B6. It uses a 24 strand fiber. Again, if you want to see it. This is the new circuit I just created, FRED new circuit 1. It uses ports, what's that? 5 and 6, which shows you right here, strands 5 and 6. It connects to its FOSC device. Then it connects to another 72 strand fiber. And then it eventually terminates inside this Brandon Herb building on the 3rd floor. So it's L42 front and back, rack number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you actually want to see this card, you just double click on it. Take you to the card, and you want to go back up 1 level to the actual rack. Again, it's rack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's on the 3rd floor inside of this rack. So this is showing more of a bigger data center, but I'm not going to focus on today's webinar. That's for another time. And by golly, it's almost time already. Let me go back to the circuits. I'm sorry I'm going everywhere. Let me go to the FRED test circuit 1. And if this seems intriguing at all, feel free to reach out. I'm just going to pull the circuit. So in addition to that block CLR, you can also create a bill of materials type report. So it's producing it right here. All right, and I'm going to ask, see if there are any questions. You can do searches in netTerrain. I barely scratched the surface. I should tell if we need 1 hour for these webinars. If you do S on the keyboard, it pops up searchability. If you want to see everything that's inside this rack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the list, we have a tools report that you can create. So, for example, if your boss say, "Hey, I want to see list all your devices inside the rack," and if you want to add any of the data properties, like asset tag or IP. Okay, and submit. So I'll run a report. Again, you can export that to CSV or Excel. We're going to do an Excel export in our new 9.7 release. I'm going to stop my share. First question, what is the module cost and what packages are included? So our base product is netTerrain Logical. So with netTerrain Logical, it's everything that I showed you except for the racks. Actually, let me share back my screen again. So these racks that you see here, this is all part of netTerrain DCIM. Again, because it helps manage the capacity within your data center rooms and racks. So this is an add-on module, again, netTerrain DCIM. With netTerrain DCIM, you get the racks, and you also have our dashboard reports. Again, these reports are more catered towards managing capacity of your data centers. So your asset dashboards, data center capacity reports, rack capacity reports. And we actually have a new one, AWS costs, that's going to be out in our 9.7 release. Oh, exciting. So that's NetTerrain DCIM. The dash reports, the racks, can manage the rack capacity, as well as work orders. So if you right click and hit task, you can create work order task, and that's part of NetTerrain DCIM. And the last part of NetTerrain DCIM that you get is our real-time power monitoring, which I want to show that to you. All right, next question. Re-splicing, yes. So that was a new feature of re-splicing that I very briefly showed to you. So if you need for us to show that to you in more detail, feel free to schedule like a 15-minute meeting with me or one of my other colleagues. Right now, it's a question. Yes, you can upload OTDR readings using PDF or Excel. A lot of our customers do that. You can enter in that as a field in the fiber splices or really anywhere. Again, the ability to add any data fields in any given object or link. Tony, yes, we do have a partner program. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. One of my channel partner managers can contact you if that's okay with you. As well as TS Young, I'll also talk to you about the partner program as well. And we will send over the presentation if this webinar is recorded. And if you need to actually see the presentation, PowerPoint presentation, I'll be more than happy to send that to you, Julian. So I want to thank everyone so much for your time. I know I went a little over, so thank you for your patience. Again, if you want to try NetTerrain out, let me share my screen one more time, I promise. Share my screen. So we do have a website here. Sign up. So I'm going to put this on the chat here. So it's an online trial. I didn't mention NetTerrain can either be an on-prem solution or SaaS. So we do offer both flavors. So the link I gave to you is for our NetTerrain SaaS if you want to try it out. Our system requirements, if you want to install on-prem, it is a Windows application. So you'll need to install a Windows Server, Microsoft SQL Database Server License. Need to install IIS and .NET Framework for the web app server. All right. If you do need to test this online, on-prem, feel free to reach out. So we can schedule a quick meeting to make sure that NetTerrain would be a good fit for you. And then we can also supply a software download link with a 30-day license key for you to try it out. So I do want to thank everyone for your time. And take care and have a great rest of your day. I'll say it. Thanks. Thank you, everyone, for attending.